Hello, and welcome back to another episode of SkyrimPlus. Today I'm featuring Harbourside Manor by Sindal. Let's check out the map. Here we are at Harbourside Manor, which has a map marker that's fast travel ready. We're right across the Karth River from the Solitude Sawmill, Catla's Farm, Solitude, and here we are again at our featured home, Harbourside Manor. For our Worldspace view, we'll start at the Solitude Sawmill, and when we look up the hill, we can see Catla's Farm and Solitude. Crossing the river, you can see the swamps of Morthal, and on this gorgeous spot of land, we find our featured home, Harbourside Manor. And here's the front of our home. It has beautiful stonework, which is influenced by any Solitude overhaul you use. I'm using Right Solitude if you like the look of mine, and you also have see-through windows, which I love. They're so immersive. When you arrive, there's a for sale board on the left side of the front door. The manor cost 50,000 septims, and the key is placed into your inventory upon purchase. Now that we've seen the front of the home, and we know how to obtain it, let's go check out the yard and the other features around the property. As we make our way around, remember to hit the like button if you're enjoying the video, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Now let's check out this beautiful yard. If you like my landscaping, I'm using Freak's floral fields for my grass and Traverse the Ulvenwald for my trees. To our left is a very large horse stable. Any horse would be lucky to have this kind of a home. And the stables have a lamp inside that automatically turns on at night for some extra light. Nice touch. And as we make our way around the stable, we have some amazing views of the river. Our next stop is the guest house. To unlock the front door, you'll need a key that you can find in a satchel next to the front door in the main home, which I'll show you later in the tour. Your guests have a porch and chairs to sit out and enjoy a beautiful day, and now we're ready to head inside. Now we're taking a look inside of our guest house. There are room for 4 followers to stay. Against this wall, they have a dining room table. It's straight across from a shelf with some food and coffee, and a fireplace with a cooking pot, so they have somewhere to prepare their meals. Under the stairs, there's a smaller dining room table with a sweet roll, a dresser for their clothes, and a wash basin for them to stay clean. Our first bedroom has a bed, chest, and small nightstand, so it's a pretty simple layout. Our second bedroom emulates the first, aside from some subtle differences. To take full advantage of the guest house, grab a mod that allows for multiple followers, like Nether's Follower Framework, and use the mod My Home as Your Home to assign this home to your followers. As we make our way upstairs, there's a bench and a bookshelf with some books, and then we have 2 more bedrooms, and this one even has a wagon wheel. Fancy. And here's our last bedroom, which has a window and some mounted shields. I bet they fight over this room. So this completes our tour of the guest house. It's pretty simple, but it's convenient to have a spot for some extra followers to stay. As we exit the guest house, we have an excellent view of Solitude and the sawmill. And between the guest house and the stable is a small chicken coop. You have 2 chickens as well as 2 chickens' nests that allow you to harvest chicken eggs for your potions. The gate opens and closes too. And here's a beautiful area with some mountain flowers, a tree swing for your kids, how idyllic, and a well for your fresh water supply. And as we turn, we find our very own boat dock. It has a salmon rack out front, and a gazebo. You get some fantastic views from here. Here's a closer look at the sawmill. There's Solitude. There are the swamps of Morthal. And here's the back of the home, which looks great in its own right. You also have a couple of benches where you can sit and enjoy these views. There's the stable and the guest house, and you can even see bits of Dragon Bridge in the distance further down the river. What a quaint spot. And next we have a feature that most homes don't have. A working boat. A lot of homes use these for decoration, but they can't travel. Well, this one can. When you want to travel, hop on the boat and activate the middle seat. A menu will appear with options to travel to the sawmill, the docks, or even back home. We'll start by taking a look at the sawmill. Here's what you see when you arrive. Up the hill is Catless Farm, and there's the mill, and there's our home in the background. Having a boat saves you some dignity from having to swim to the city and getting your clothes all wet and smelly. Now let's hop back in, and this time we'll travel to the docks. Here's what you see when you arrive at the docks. You can see the East Empire Trading Company's warehouse, this large ship, and when we turn the other way, there's Solitude above the arch. There's the foggy swamps of Morthal, and just past this ship's mast, you can see the home in the background. Speaking of home, let's hop back on the ship and continue the tour. And now we've made our way back to Home Sweet Home. The sunlight is pouring down on the home, really making it shine. As we tour the rest of the yard, here's a training dummy to sharpen your combat skills. And just past this tree, you can see one of those windows that you can see inside of. Too cool. The building to the left houses our smithing suite. Before we check out that structure, here's a spot where you can hang up your laundry to dry. This has such a nice view that it might actually make me inspired to do it more often. And there's a bucket of water and a washboard. That washboard reminds me of my abs in my early 20s, before I had too many sweet rolls. And here's your smithing suite. Starting to the left, you have your grindstone, and just past that you have a spot for your pelts, your tanning rack, workbench, a weapons rack, a light, themed artwork, tons of storage, another weapons rack, a shrine to Zenithar, and then here's your anvil and your smelter. And right off the stairs, you have your wood chopping block, woodcutter's axe, and a pile of your firewood. To the left, you have a covered back porch with lights and some nice woodwork. When we head up the stairs, we find some mounted antlers, a bench, and a dining room table with a lantern and some pretty flowers in the background. There's your back door.
What a lovely day it turned out to be.
Oh wow, Inigo, you scared me. Anyway, this is the perfect space to entertain your family. Now we'll head back to the front door, and when we open it, we can walk right in because it's a no-load door home, and check out this fantastic living space. To the left, you have a large fireplace. All of the fireplaces in the home can be toggled on and off with the firewood on the mantle, and next to that is a shrine of Akatosh. This is a really cozy place to sit. Inigo was using the couch earlier today. There's your dining room. There's a corner nook to sit in. And here's a doorway into the kitchen and the solarium, which is a greenhouse. Here's another spot for your guests to sit. And check out this flooring. Isn't it nice? It looks like Faendal thinks so, or maybe he's just practicing being clean for Camilla Valerius. Now we'll walk through this door and into our bathroom. It's looking pretty fancy with all of these nice towels, ivy, and a Debellan statue pouring water into our tub. And then you also have a candlelit wash basin if you just need to wash your hands, and some beautiful lavender. You may have noticed that the door's shut behind me. The doors in this home auto-shut, at least in the upstairs portion of the home. I'm not the biggest fan of that personally, but I know that some of you like that feature. Ooh, here's some more of those see-through windows. Here's a place to display a shield and one of your favorite weapons. And on this table, here's a satchel where we'll find the keys I mentioned earlier. There are spare keys for your guest house as well as the main home. That's a nice feature to have. There's your front door. There's some key storage and a weapons rack. And then check out this dresser that you can open, and then it gives you some more named storage for different items. That's so much more appealing than vanilla dressers. Here's another window, some nice candle lighting, and it looks like you caught a butterfly. Nice reflexes. Now we'll head through this door and check out our kitchen. This is good timing since I'm feeling peckish. You have an oven to bake some crostadas and sweet rolls, and she even gave you a vent. That's just one of the immersive features you'll find in most Sindal homes. She's one of the best. On this side, we have another large fireplace with a cooking pot and some harvestable ingredients. Now that we've seen the kitchen, let's head into my personal favorite room of the home, the solarium. I think you'll be able to tell why it's my favorite pretty quickly. It's very bright and colorful. And check out these amazing windows you can see through. They provide some epic views. You can even check out the swamp from here without being attacked by spiders. And here are 4 fertile soils to plant up whatever you want. I used the mod Roses of Remembrance to plant mine. It just had an update, and now there are violet, blue, and black roses too. They look really nice. On the side wall, you have a few more harvestable ingredients like these jazzbay grapes and purple mountain flowers. And as we turn, we have some scathecrow, nightshade and death bells, a nern root, and then on the other side of the room we have a variety of mushrooms. And in the corner you have a juniper tree and a few more potted fertile soils where you see the roses planted. And here's your alchemy nook. You have some alchemy literature, a shrine to Kennerith, your alchemy lab, and named storage for potions, poisons, and ingredients. Now that we've seen the solarium, let's head back out and see what the rest of the home has to offer. So we're passing back through our kitchen, through our living room, and now we can check out our dining room. We have a long dining room table and some of those awesome looking windows in the back. Notice the table's empty right now, but when I activate this tray of food, it sets the table. Let's check it out. That's pretty neat, right? Looks like Inigo's joined us. He must be hungry. And check out the view outside of these windows. You can see the sawmill from here. And here's another look at those beautiful floors. And you have a spot for your dishes. Now that we've seen the dining room, let's see what the rest of the home has to offer. Between the dining room and the fireplace is a stairway. We'll head upstairs first. And when we reach the top of the stairs, we have a spot to display some weapons and a shrine of arcane. And then we enter our great room. We'll go into more detail on that side in a moment. Check out this decoration with one of the totems of Hersine and a mini yeast grimoire. Through this curtain, we have a mystical glowy space for our arcane enchanter, and we have a disenchantment font, which allows you to strip enchantments from player enchanted items. There's also named storage for empty soul gems and filled soul gems. And through this door, we have a room for your closest follower. They have their own bed and furniture to store their things. It seems like they'd have more privacy in here than they would in the guest house. Right now I'm having Faendal stay here since Inigo just likes to hang out. Here's another view of our great room. And now let's head through these next set of doors where we can find our children's room. And look at all of their cool toys. I'd be seriously jealous if I were a kid. For some odd reason there's a shrine of Debella in the kids' room too. Not sure why it's here. Regardless of that, the kids have a clean, comfortable place to sleep. There are 3 beds on this side of the room and 3 beds on the other side. You'll want to use the Hearthfire Multiple Adoptions mod to move in the kids. Make sure to cast the Bless This Home spell inside of the home before talking to any of the adoptable children. And when we head back out to the great room, there's another cozy seating area near the fireplace. Remember that it's toggleable, and it looks like you have a shrine of Julianus on the mantle too. You have some more fun decoration with a mini Meridia statue and an Imperial war horn on this shelf. And as we make our way into the study, we have tons of bookshelves for the bookworms of Skyrim. Here's an office space with a safe and storage for notes, letters, journals, scrolls, and spell tomes, as well as a shrine to Stendarr. And here are 4 more bookshelves just in case the 7 on the other side of the room weren't enough. And if you get stressed from working, you can always take a break and look out of your window. You can even see into the solarium from here. Basically, the study is the organizational hub for all of your business and learning. Now we're going to check out the last room on this floor, the master bedroom. When we enter the master bedroom, we have a large 4-poster bed for you and your spouse. There's a bedside chest for storage and some more of those fantastic windows. And check out this his and her closet where you can open and close the doors. Too cool. And next to the closet, there's a table with a basket of pillows. If you decide you want some extra throw pillows on your bed, you can activate this basket and they'll appear on your bed. And if you want them put away, activate the basket again. And here's another cozy toggleable fireplace and a shrine of Mara. And here's a spot to sit if you aren't ready for bed just yet. This room is truly fit for a king. Now that we've seen everything on the top floor, I'm taking us to the bottom floor. I'm going to skip going down the stairs so I don't make anyone dizzy, but you just leave the same way you came and go down one more flight. And thanks to the power of video editing, we've made it to the basement. We'll check out the door to the left first. And when we open it, we find a room for 4 more followers to stay. They each have their own bed with maroon sheets, and this one has a shrine of Talos. Just keep the high elves away from here. They also have a window to enjoy, which has a nice view of the river and the sawmill. I also like that Sindal gave them dividers. It gives them a little bit more privacy, and that dark blue color has a masculine feel. Now we'll head across the hall to see where these doors take us. This wing has 3 rooms to check out, and I have a feeling you're going to like this area. First, we'll head through the door on the right, which leads to a huge armory. Check out all of this storage. Sindal said there are enough places to store all of the vanilla weapons and armor sets, so for you collectors out there, this home could be a good option for you. If you like the glowing effect on these weapons, I'm using the mod Visual Animated Enchantments 2 to get the powerful glow effect on each enchanted weapon. And on a separate note, I like that you have a custom display at the end of each aisle. It's like the end cap at the grocery store. There's a special on daggers on aisle 3. And if you like the armor sets in this room, most are from Curex's BDOR armor set. And if for whatever reason this isn't enough storage for you, you have a barrel for weapon storage and a chest for armor storage by the door. But let's say that you're a mage and you don't need a big armory, or you don't like mannequins. Well, Sindal made this room hideable. Just activate this button and it will wall the room in, probably saving you a frame or 2. Now we'll go check out this pull chain. And when we open it up, it reveals a secret room for all of you vampires out there. Sindal accommodated the bloodsuckers of Skyrim. Here are some blood potions, a cozy coffin, and a cool work of art on that stone. Now we'll head back to the hallway. And again, if there's a reason you don't want this, there's a button to wall this off too. The last room is for all of you artifact collectors out there. It's the trophy room. This room gives you a dedicated place to store all of the game's special items, like all of the Thieves Guild trophies, the different maps you come across, and there's a book on the desk that tells you all of the collectible items that have spots in this room. If you have other Sindal homes, you know that the armory and the trophy room are pretty much standard features in her homes, along with the upstairs being no load door. If you'd like to see another of her homes that's similar to this, I'll leave a link to my feature of Cliffside Cottage in the pinned comment. I like her usage of banners to decorate the space. Here's a Mythic Dawn section for all of you Oblivion fans. The case contains a spot for the Mythic Dawn commentaries. And here's a display to store collectibles like the Skull Keys, the Dwemer Puzzle Cube, the White File, and more. And here's the Daedric display for quest items like the Wabajack, Sanguine's Rose, Azura's Star, and more. And there's a spot for your Paragons. Even though this room is the gallery, it could double as an armory. There are tons of mannequins, display cases, shield plaques, and weapons racks. And if you like these shields that you've seen on the wall, these are from Legendary Alpha Shields 2, and the armor in this room is from Pool Charm Solus. As we continue, here's a spot for the Elder Scrolls, Dragon Priest masks, and a spot for each of the guards' hold shields. And as we turn around, there's a display for your Dragon Claws, the Black Books, and many of the important amulets you find along the way. And we have many more mannequins, as well as shield plaques and weapons racks to close out the space. What a magnificent room to store all of your special items. Let's take one more look at it before we head out. Thanks, Sindal, for putting so much attention into this room. But like the other two rooms, if you don't care for this, there's a button to seal it off. Now we'll head back to the main basement hallway. Now we're straight across from the followers' room, so we'll take a right and head down this hall past some weapons plaques and seating, and then we'll find a door on our left. When we open it, we found our way to the back deck, which we saw earlier. And what a wonderful view to end with. Now that we've seen all of the features of this home, it's time for final thoughts. Harbourside Manor is a wonderful place to call home. Although it costs 50,000 septims, for all of the features you receive, it's a bargain. You have a bed for you and your spouse, a room for up to 6 kids, a single follower's room upstairs, a room for 4 followers downstairs, and a guest house that can accommodate another 4 followers. You have a kitchen with both an oven and a cooking pot to accommodate all of your cooking needs, a bathroom with a luxurious tub. There's a beautiful gazebo and a boat that can travel to the local hotspots, a stable for your horse, a small chicken coop, a tree swing for your kids, a full smithing suite, a wood chopping block and woodcutter's axe, a spectacular solarium which has amazing views and contains 7 fertile soils, as well as an alchemy nook with themed name storage and artwork. You have an arcane enchanter and disenchantment font with cool lighting, a huge armory with tons of storage for weapons and armor, a hidden vampire room, and a gallery to store some of the game's special items. There's a library with tons of bookcases, and a dining room with a table that you can set and clear, dressers that you can open and close, pillows that you can set on the master bed, and all of the fireplaces are toggleable. All of the shrines are spread throughout the home, and you have these stunning see-through windows that steal the show. If you have space in your load order for a new home, Harbourside Manor is one of the best options around Solitude. This concludes my feature of Harbourside Manor. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell icon if you want to be notified of when I post, and as always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next episode.